Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Ay, 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 it's always something, right? All right. Well, we're going to get this camera adjusted. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're going to, I just did the little bit of live. So I just put part 2. If you caught me on the first one, I just put part 2. We're going to do the ornament. I picked up these rounds at the Dollar Tree. It looks like an ornament. They're kind of rough, but that's okay. We're gonna make it look rustic. I picked up these napkins at the Dollar General. So you can get those there, and then we'll make our little gnome. So I'm gonna start with this only because if it doesn't dry real good, then we can go to the gnome and we won't have to worry. So I'm just gonna paint this white all the way around. You could leave it, I also debated if I wanted to do it black, but I thought with the napkin being kind of light, we would just leave it like that. Oh, alrighty. So I'm just going to cover this real good. Just a nice thin coat, because we'll probably rough it up a little anyway. I may decide to put a black edge on it. You know, that might give it a little primitive look, but we're going to just get it white. Normally, when I do these videos, I have them already painted just because I hate to waste your guys' time. I don't know if you're like me, but time is valuable. And you don't need to know how to paint something white, right? All right, so let me just rinse my brush here. Okay, because we will be using that again. All right, so I'm gonna give that a second to dry. We'll just push that away for now. Let's jump into our gnome. Let's get that paint off there. What I use is pill bottles. I've done pill bottle gnomes tutorials, but I use that as the bottom. And then we have our fur, and you can pick this up at Hobby Lobby. You can, you know, get it probably anywhere really. And so you want to put it about, you know, halfway or a quarter. Now, if this is always, I always make these with my scraps. So if you wanted it taller, obviously you would cut more. This just happens to be scrap. So I'm just going to cover it. I use that part that sticks out on the front of the bottle lid. Not all even lids are like that. I'm gonna put that down just a little bit lower because we don't want to see the lid when it's standing. And if you did, you could just spray paint that, so not a big deal. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're just going to and cut enough so that goes all the way around, so that you don't have an ugly back or anything like that. I'm just gonna glue that down a little bit better. Okay, and these are perfect for your tiered trays. You know, if you're doing a little bit of tiered tray decorations, because it's nice and short, it'll be under 5 inches. Now, I found this at the Dollar Tree. These are the ones that come with the bags, the little wine bags. So this actually goes on a wine bottle, and it has a little tag to and from, do not open till December 25th. You can either leave it on or you don't have to. So we're gonna just line up the back of the seam and then the back of the seam of the fur, and we're just gonna pull it on. And you could make this obviously if you wanted to, but like, I'm all about quick DIYs. If you follow me, you know I just want to do quick DIYs. I have a 3/4 inch wood wound ball that I picked up on Amazon. Just add a little glue and we'll put that right up there. And look how cute. You have this cute little gnome. You could also, since it is a pill bottle, you could also put little lights in it and it would light up. So that is our cute little quick gnome. He's a cute little Santa gnome. All right, let's jump back to this project. This should be dry. That's pretty dry. Okay, so you're just gonna need some Mod Podge. When you use Mod Podge and napkins, we wanna make sure that this is gonna cover the whole entire thing because it does have a background on it and that's kind of cute. So I'm just gonna kind of cut it. I always cut it a little generous, and the reason is because we have to pull the 2 layers apart, and sometimes that could be a little tricky. So I like to have myself a little extra in case I have to rip it to get it going. So what I do normally is I do just rip it, and usually when you got it frayed like that, it splits. See, there we go. If you try to do it on a straight even, it just makes it a little more difficult. So we're just gonna pull that. Some of these are 3-ply. This one's only a 2-ply. So if it's a 3-ply, you'll obviously have 1 more layer. So we're gonna line this up so it fits right on there. And we might have, it's gonna be tight. There is a little bit of the tree that's gonna hang over a little. So what we will do is we will get our Mod Podge. I'll just take a little of that, squeeze it all over on the counter and all. You don't want a ton. I just like to put a nice light coat. People that struggle with Mod Podge, they'll say, oh my God, it's always so wrinkly. I don't usually have a problem with that. Now watch, with that being said, we'll have a problem. But usually I think it's because I don't use a lot of Mod Podge. I put a thin coat on there, and so that's why I just, and then, you know, push from the center out. You know, you don't, to me, you don't have a lot of play with it because the napkin's so thin, you will rip it. So to get that point on there for my tree, I just moved it down, so we're gonna lose a little bit of the tire on this side. So we're gonna let that sit for a second, and I'm going to grab my sand block. I like these sand blocks. This one's seen better days. This has a better side. What you'll do is you'll take the sand block and you'll just hit it going downward only. Because this is wet, if we go up, it will rip it. So we're just gonna go in the downward direction, and then the paper should come right off. So we're just gonna go around the edge. I don't even bother cutting it. Sometimes, you know, you can if you got too much. But honestly, this is so thin, you gotta be more careful that you'll rip it than anything. Get this section right here, it's missing. There we go. Look how super cute. So then I'll just kind of take this and sand the edge to give it more of a rustic look. And I will tell you the other trick why you're having all kinds of wrinkles in your project is a lot of people turn around and Mod Podge it right on top. I wait for it to dry 24 hours before I put the other second coat on, and that will help also. So I will do this one, but you need to be super careful if you do that, because that's where I think another, you know, it's just too wet underneath. Even though I put a light coat on, it just that's how you end up getting wrinkles or tears in it. So we're just gonna lightly put a thin coat over it, and it probably looks a little thicker, and I'm not going to try to move it around too much just because, like I said, it will probably rip it. We'll check tomorrow if I have a little more. Yeah, see, I can already see it's wrinkling. That's the reason why it wrinkles, I think. You know, when people say that, I'm like, I never have that problem, but I let it dry real good. Also, you don't want to, like I said, move it around too much. I just put a really light coat on it. Obviously, it's not going to be, you know, a high traffic thing. It's an ornament. What I will do is I will go back and drill a hole since they didn't drill a hole, and put some twine on it, and then, you know, we'll have this cute little ornament. Again, it's Shelly with Gilbert Marketplace, and just a quick craft for this weekend. You can push subscribe and that will notify you every time I'm on to do videos. And if you push the bell, it will notify you when I'm on. So, hey everybody, I hope you have a great Saturday, and thanks for watching, and everyone have a great day.